So I know when you're struggling with chronic illness and you're really trying whatever you can to recover, it can seem like recovery is super complicated and it's something you really need to figure out and you need to get it right. And the mind can really overcomplicate this process. And I wanted to just talk today about how we really can just keep it simple. So, just an example from my own recovery journey, one of the things that I got so stuck on was thinking that the only way I could recover was through diet, because that was all I was seeing. Like the first few recovery stories I came across were people that recovered through some really crazy diets, and then just seeing different diets recommended, and it seemed so difficult to get it right. It was like, is it this diet? Is it this diet? Do I have to do this? Do I have to do that? And getting so stressed about it, like I can't do it. I can't figure this out. I can't get it right. And I had to kind of get to that point where I was like, I can't figure it out. I can't. This isn't working, because that was a dead end. But looking back on my journey now, what I needed to do the whole time to recover was incredibly simple, and it was difficult. So it's not to say it's easy, but it's simple. It's all just about stopping, feeling, and welcoming. That's really what it was all about for me, was being willing to stop. I was even when I was like housebound at home, not doing anything, I was still distracting and keeping my mind busy, like trying to research ways to recover, reading medical papers, then doing other things online, always online, because I couldn't go out, so just keeping busy. Then being willing to stop and let go of all of that, because all of that was distraction. At the time, it might not have felt like it. It was like, I have to do this. I have to find my way. And in a sense, I had to exhaust all of those options. I wasn't just going to sit, because I was always going to try and find another way. So I had to keep doing all of that until I couldn't anymore. And then it became incredibly simple. But I just wanted to offer that idea to anybody that if you're feeling confused and lost and like it's all too complicated, then just stop. Just stop. What you need to work with is right here. That's the beautiful thing. The work you need to do to recover is what's right here. It's what you're running away from. So it's incredibly simple to just stop. And what don't you want to feel? Like if you just stop, put distractions away and just sit, you'll quite quickly become quite uncomfortable, most likely. There's a good chance for a lot of people that will feel quite uncomfortable. And that's where you got to go, is to that discomfort. Just, okay, what in experience is feeling uncomfortable? Something in the body, some sensation, maybe a tightness in the chest, maybe some restless energy in the head. I often feel like restlessness. And that's where you got to go. Can you just sit with that? You don't have to do anything. You're not trying to get rid of it. Can you just sit with it? Whatever feels uncomfortable in experience, can you just sit with that? And can you welcome it? Whatever it is. Can you just say, it's okay, this can be here. I can feel this. I don't need to get rid of this. I don't need to try and control my experience. I don't need to make experience any different than it currently is. This is how things need to be right now. And it's completely okay, whatever that is. And whatever comes up, it's fine. Maybe a lot of fear comes up. That can be quite common as we start to open up to, especially if we've been distracting, avoiding, running, and now you start to welcome anything into experience. Fear can come up. Oh no. What if this comes up? What if that comes up? Just let that be there. Just sit with it. And welcome. Anything, just meet it with love and kindness. If it's difficult, it's difficult. That's completely okay. If you're struggling, you're struggling. That's what's there. Okay, I'm struggling. That's fine. That's exactly what you've got to work with. So it really doesn't need to be super complicated. What you need to work through is right here. So I would just recommend setting aside some time every day to just sit with whatever comes up. That's really probably the number one thing I recommend for anybody at any stage is, can you commit to putting aside a little bit of time each day? And really, if you're really stuck and you really want to recover, and you're really saying to yourself, I'll do whatever it takes to recover, I've got good news for you. If you can just commit to, in the morning, I'll spend, maybe if you haven't done this much, I'll spend 10 minutes just sitting and digging into my experience of what I don't want to feel, and welcoming, practice that welcoming. And you can talk to yourself, whatever, it's fine. There's no wrong way to do this. And if you can do that for 20 minutes, maybe once you start with 10 minutes, and then you do 20 minutes, and then you build it up to half an hour. Every morning you sit for half an hour. Maybe every evening you sit for half an hour, and then maybe for a couple of 10-minute periods throughout the day. Just feeling. The more you can do this, things can start to change a lot. And it's not about trying to get rid of anything. I'm not doing this to get rid of something, to change my experience in any way. It's just to stop running and just work through what's here and just welcome it. And then things will start to change, because it was the running, it was the resistance, it was the fighting that was so uncomfortable. So that would be my suggestion to anybody, is if you ever unsure of what to be doing, and of course there's many different things that can help. There's lots of things you can try and things you can do, other relative things. But if you ever just like, I don't know what to do, I don't know where to turn, I feel so stuck, just sit and feel and welcome. Just remember that at any moment, if you don't know what to do, just feel. Whatever is there, can you just feel it as fully as you can and just welcome it completely into experience. And if you feel like you're doing it and you're just resisting, then you're feeling resistance. Then you're welcoming resistance. There's nothing that isn't welcome to be felt. Nothing. Whatever is there, just that's what you're feeling. And that's completely okay. And if you can just work with that, then and it really helps if you commit to setting aside time each day, because it's so easy to just say, not now. I'll rather just do one more thing before I sit and feel. Because it's really uncomfortable at first. If you're not used to it, it can be really scary and uncomfortable. But it's just at first. And as soon as we start to shift our orientation towards welcoming as opposed to avoiding, hiding, running, it can change. But just setting aside some time to commit, say every morning I'm going to wake up, maybe I'll go for a shower, and then I'll sit and set a timer. That really helps as well. I'm going to set a timer for 10 minutes, 15 minutes, 20 minutes, wherever you want to start, and just sit. And then doing that whenever, maybe committing to morning and evening, because if you just say you're going to do it whenever, that's fine. Maybe that works. But as I was saying, it's so easy to just keep one more thing. I don't want to do it. So if you commit to this, I'd recommend that. And then you can implement this throughout your day. At any moment where you realize you're distracting yourself, and at first we might not notice, but we're actually, most of what we're doing a lot of the time is distraction. Just looking for something to do to keep ourselves busy. Because if we just sit and stop, it gets uncomfortable. So if you notice you're sitting and then you pick up your phone and you're scrolling on your phone, just looking for something to keep your mind busy, if you notice that, maybe just say, okay, can I set a timer for 3 minutes and just feel what is making me want to distract. So maybe let's say you did this without a timer. So you notice you're distracting, you put your phone down and you just sit, and then most likely after 30 seconds you'll have picked up your phone again because you'll feel bored. But often when we're feeling bored, it's really just something uncomfortable, and we don't want to just stay there. We're like, I need to do something. I'm bored. This is uncomfortable. But if we commit to like 3 minutes, I'm gonna sit like and start with something reasonable. 3 minutes, 5 minutes, 10 minutes, whatever feels comfortable with you. Then we commit. Okay, until the timer goes off, I'm just gonna sit and feel. And then maybe after 3 minutes, the timer goes off, and you realize, well, as soon as I started orienting towards that discomfort and what is it that makes me want to pick up my phone, the more I just get close to that, welcome it, get curious about the pure experience of it itself, well, I can actually sit for another 3 minutes, and you can just keep sitting. You don't have to, but often you'll find it's as soon as you just are willing to feel that need to distract kind of settles down. And then implement this throughout your day. So at any moment, just stop for 3 minutes, 5 minutes, whatever. But I do recommend a longer period, maybe twice a day as well. And it can just be that simple. Like whatever else you're doing, maybe just try add this in. And and while you're doing this, just remember, keep it simple. Just feel, just welcome, meet everything and experience with acceptance and appreciation. Like, I'm glad this is here. Even if you're not, it's fine. It's like, okay, there's fear. Well, that's fine. That's here. That's okay. I don't want it to be here. That's fine. So that's what I would recommend as a simple approach to recovery is just stop, feel, and welcome, and see how it goes. Start doing it and see what happens.